Hello, viewers. Welcome to From Seed to Harvest Mentorship Program 2025. My first topic shall be acquiring farmland for farming. I shall be expressing my personal story and expert guidance in part 1. And for part 2, please, you will have to subscribe to my channel in YouTube at MD Shops 5 star so you can have access and watch the full video and other farming video. Hello and welcome to my channel. As promised, I am excited to share my knowledge on plantain farming and other crops farming. But before we dive into the nitty-gritty of farming, let's start with the foundation, acquiring farmland. On this video, I'm going to share my personal story on how I acquired my farmland, followed by expert guidance on different methods of land acquisition. Farmland is one of the most challenging factors that those who intend going into farming find it difficult to acquire. Now, I'm going to teach you my personal story and on how I acquired my farm. Now, after I had the full conviction to go into farming, my first concern was I knew I was to go into large farming, but I wasn't having access to land. I was, just like I said in my other videos, I intend to go into thousands of planting of plantain suckers, up to 100,000. So I knew it's going to take large expanse of land. But the challenge was where to go, who to ask, who to guide me, who to put me through on places where there are land, or how to go about it. I only know how to go about a plot of land for building. I know you have to go to the community or look for someone who has a plot or a land to sell and start doing your negotiation, or meet an agent to help you out in acquiring land for building. But these agents do not actually know how to acquire large expanse of land for farming. Theirs is just only limited to building. Now, what did I do? I am the kind of person that believes that everything is possible. Nothing is impossible to run in this planet Earth. I am a believer of that. Now, what did I do? I started by thinking where to go, because I know how to calculate mathematics. So I started thinking, should I go here or should I go here? Now, I started by telling just few friends. We were about two of my friends. I said, are you interested? This is what the idea that is coming into my mind. Let's go into farming. Now, they agreed to join because they are also having this idea to go into farming, just like many thousands of persons wants to go into farming. But there is this challenge of how to begin, starting points, where to start from, how to get access to land for planting. Now, we went to the first community. We have that idea of, okay, let's go into far away community from, that is rural communities from urban area. Let's go into rural communities. So we went to the first direction, major road, and we went to the first community, crossed the second community. We're just going to the interior because this community, the first community, we're having houses. So we got to a community where there are bushes. So we got there and we told them we need a large expanse of land for farming. So they were telling us the size of land they have, maybe 1 acre or 2 acres. So we asked them what's the size of those acres. They just tell us 1 acre is about 4 plots. So they just have only 1 or 2. I was discouraged. I said, no, this cannot be. Okay, show me the 1 acre. They went to show me. It was just a Awolowo farming. And I looked at the nature of grasses that were growing there. They were not well nourished, meaning the nutrients of those grasses were of those of that land were already eroded. So we left. For that very day, we moved to various places, but it was not successful. So we have to go back home. So we took another challenge again, moved to a different direction this time, moved from communities to communities. So the last community that we got to, people were already using the land in that area for cassava farming. So they even told us that land that have been used for cassava farming over the years cannot be good for plantain cultivation. So throughout that day, we wasted time moving from place to place. But today, we are not going to call it a waste of time. It was just um, beginning points to accessing our what we were looking for. Now, we left that community that very day. And at another day, this is not just consecutively daily from the next day, no. The following week or the third week, we went to a different direction. Now, we passed the first community, we passed the second one, we passed the third one. I can name all the community we passed. And we got to the sixth community because every other community we're seeing cassava, houses, and all that. But when we get to the sixth communities, there were only few houses and we're already seeing tall trees. So we waited in one of the house and asked a question. Please, we are in need of land to cultivate plantain. So the man told us that those who cultivate plantain, they come from a very far community. Meaning, after getting to the sixth community, we had still not got to where those who farm plantain comes from. So he advised us that if we intend to go into plantain cultivation, we should go down, down, down. Ha! Okay. From this village, how many village to get to the far community? He said we have to pass through about one, two, three communities. So the fourth community is where those who farm plantain that he knows about. He only told us that those who farm plantain comes from that community. So because we were already passionate about going into farming, we have to keep moving. We passed the first community again, second, and when we got to the fourth community, the fifth community, we saw some community people holding meetings, and we approached them. This is our what's in our hearts. This is what we intend to do in your community. Please, we are in need of some portions of land to begin farming. They said they welcomed us. You are highly welcome. Yeah, people farm. They told us people farm plantain in this community. They farm cassava in this community. They farm various kinds of farm produce in this community. They also told us that this community will do us favor in our vision of going into plantain cultivation. So we started by negotiating with them how to go into this, and they told us for community land. And they also told us that there's a government reserved land. So we were very, very much interested. Now, we negotiated with them how we can commence going into how we can commence our farming, and we arrived at conclusion. Now, let me stop at that point, or let me add just a little. So that was how we got our farmland, and but we proceeded in having, we started small in the area we're asked to start, but as time goes on, we proceeded to acquiring the large side because the whole community is just few house and land. You only just have about 3% of house or 5% of house in the whole community. So it's a very large area, but just have about 5% of housing. The rest, 95, is forest and bushes. So we were happy that we have been able to locate a place. Now, that is my story of how we got farm. But I will add some tips on how we acquire the larger side of it. as I continue in this mentorship class. Now, I'm going to give you tips on how to get land acquisition method. Now that you have heard my story, let's explore the different ways of how to get land. Now, people have various crops that they want to go into. Some want to go into pepper cultivation, some want to go into cassava cultivation, some want to go into maize cultivation and watermelon cultivation, various kinds. Some want to go into perennial crops, biennial crops, 2 years crops, 3 years crops, 4 years crops, so on and so forth. So what you need land for, it depends on or is determined by the kind of crop cultivation you intend to go into. So the size of land you also need, it depends on the magnitude of your vision. So let me give you tips for those who may not be able to go into the far places, because there are some farms you travel for 2 hours before you get there. There are some farms you travel for 1 hour before you get there. While there are some farm 5 minutes trek you are already there, and there are also some farm is just around your house. So just like where I am now is a farm that is within the compound. Now, how to acquire the area of land, lands to acquire? You have underdeveloped plots of land. You have government leasing land. You have you can also purchase land. Now, for those who want to go into small scale farming for maybe pepper, tomatoes, vegetables, or manner of vegetables, you can get land around your house. Now, those underdeveloped land or land, plots of land that people have bought, and over the years, they are not running anything within the land. You can find out from the owner of those land, try to locate the owner of those land, and start from there. Maybe you just want to test run some crops, or you want to start up farming, and you have no uh, knowledge, or you don't want to go in far into the bush for large farming. Start from your house. There are lands that are not developed, but they have been bought by the owner for years. You can start from there. You can do okra farming there. You can do tomatoes farming. You can do pepper farming. You can do watermelon farming and all kinds of vegetable farming. You can run it in that plot. 3 months. Those vegetables takes 3 months to start producing or to harvest. Within 3 months, you have already started harvesting them. So you can start from those kind of land. Sometimes you may not be able to locate the owner. What do you do? Locate the community in that area. The community, the leadership of those community, they know those who owns land, who has land in those area. Meet with them, discuss with them that you just need a land to cultivate maybe cassava, small land, maybe 100 by 100 or 200 by 100, that's 2 plots, or 50 by 100 to start off farming. Tell your community people, they will take you to the land that they know the owner, or they can help you to connect with the owner that somebody want to start up farming in your land. Please, will need your consent to commence this farming in these plots. So some of the owners, because they don't have the time to come there to do maintenance, to clear the land, they may permit you through the community leadership to commence farming. Secondly, you can acquire your farmland through governments in your states. Just kindly go to the Ministry of Forestry in your state and express your interest to start up farming. So that Ministry of Forestry, they will process farmland for you. They will create farmland for you, or they will process documents for you to start farming in government reserved. Because most states, they are government reserved in your country or in your states. There are area that is reserved for farming. You know, there's a slogan that says, no farming, no nation. No nation, no farming. So government is already aware of that. They have a reserved places where they have designated for farming. most especially for those who want to go into large scale farming. Even small scale farming, they also have those reserves. So you go to them, they will give you license to start up farming. So when they give you license, you'll be paying for renewal for that farm. There are some license that last for 1 year. There are some for 10 years. There are some for 20 years. There are some for 50 years. It depends on the kind of farming you want to go into. So they are the one to tell you areas where you can have farming. And sometimes they can also lead you to community where there are free area for farming, because some community normally comes to them to allow to tell them that those who wants to farm can come to their community. So they have information on where to commence, on where there are farm free land area for farming. So you can go to those places, to the government offices. They will give you guidance and help you secure farmland where your farm will be registered to, and your, if it's a company, you register it with CAC and commence farming. Then you'll be paying revenue to the government in your state. Then there's also community farm. There are in some community you can go there. They will also process this. They will help you to secure place that you can use in farming. So these are various ways to securing farmland. Now there are major setback that hinders those who wants to start up farming. It hinders them from starting. Setbacks. You see, thousands and millions of people are already nursing in mind, or have been nursing in mind, some 5 years back, some 10 years back, but they've not been able to start anything. What gives me that starting drive, or you must start now, is because of my passion or my belief about that, or my mentality that everything in life is possible. Everything you want to acquire in life is very, very possible. So that is what gave me that passion to start. Now, millions of persons wants to farm, but they do not have that drive to start from somewhere. Even when they have the drive, they cannot move. They are distracted by one or two things that is around them. Now, you need to develop your passion in full and commence. Tell yourself you will commence this January 2025. You will commence farming. Now, what you need to do is to move. Make a move. Don't remain in your house. Stop going to places you used to go and start doing something. When you move from your house to a certain place for that very day, just know that you have already started. Now, but there are some setback that hinders farmers from those who intend to start up farming from doing so. Lack of information. That is the reason why I ask lots of persons to go into my YouTube channel and subscribe, so that you can get tips on how to start farm. Those challenges that we pass through, like I told you in my story, that I have to go to three different side, not three different community, no, three different directions. You know, if you go to one direction, you can have about 20 communities in that direction. I went to three different directions before I could settle with one. That is how to start farming. So do not don't, lack of information. So start acquiring information. Dig into information. Go to YouTube. Search how to start farming. Now, number two, unclear land ownership. You go to the first land because you want to start farming, and you had issues with those leadership who are around that farm, or you make your first payments to rent a portion of land, and you later find out that that land belongs to someone else. You have started farming before, and the person just came and said, remove all your crops. Those things are set back. Lots of persons will be discouraged and will not go into farming anymore. They will start up something else. All these things are what you definitely come to see in farming. These are challenges. These are setback to farming. But the passion you develop, you see, how do you develop passion? By listening and thinking. listening and thinking and determined that you will not go back, comes what may. Whether you run at loss or you making profit, nothing will push you back. So unclear land ownership, you don't know the owner. So you must, what do you do? Solution, do all you can to find out the owner of that land before you start farming. Even if you are told that this is the owner, still go to do more research about the owner and be sure that that person is really the owner of that land, and try to secure documents either from government or from community. For me, I have a licensed document from community. I also have a licensed document from government, licensed and stamped. So it was agreement, legal agreement on why farming. So I have it. So these are things you would need to do before you start your farming. Insufficient funding. You don't have enough money to start the kind of farming you want to do, then you are supposed to start small. Or if you want to do a large expanse of land, you are supposed to connect with people like I do. I'm not just the only one who is doing the farming. I'm connected to various persons who made their contributions to the farming I am doing. So you don't have enough money, you want to go into farming, connect with people, or you start small. So don't think about large farming. Even if you think about large farming, the net the amount of your your financial resources has is a factor, has um, more things to do on the to impact on that farming. Now, I've talked about insufficient funding. Now, inadequate infrastructure. Farmland without access to basic infrastructure like road. So you have to look into it when trying to locate a place. Sometimes you can do your work by researching for maybe three places, then look for the best road that will help you, because when your produce arrive for harvest, you need road to bring them to the market. So you have to consider it. Then environmental condition, such like farm with environmental issues, such like soil degradation or pollution, can impact your crop yield. Let's assuming you are in a oil producing area. Oil have already spoiled the land. You are not supposed to start up farming in that place. Or the kind of farm, look into the grasses that is growing in where you want to start farming. Are those grasses that are growing there well nourished? The trees that you are seeing there, are they well nourished? Is their leaf green? Are they fat? You see, that's how to know. That's the normal knowledge, how to know whether that land is good enough for farming. Then can also do soil testing. You take a sample of that soil, take it to the lab in your state, locate where there are scientist lab that test your soil, take it to them. They will test it whether it is good for the kind of crop that you want to farm. So environmental concern. So in conclusion about this whole matter, acquiring farmland can be a daunting task, but with the right guidance and preparation, you can overcome this challenge. Stay tuned to my next video, because I have lots of topic that will guide new those who are intending to go into farming and those who are into plantain cultivation. You see, my today's teaching is not just specifically about plantain cultivation. It is all kinds of crops cultivation, even animal, rearing of animal like fishery, goatry, cattle rearing, pig rearing, and other animals, other kinds of agriculture. It is agriculture in general. Land must be a factor before you can start up farming. So, for my viewers who are just trying to start up, I encourage you, build up passion and move away from your house. Stop going to places you used to go. Create time to go and make research for land, because this January 2025 is the time to search for land. And I will be taking my next topic, I think land preparation, because after you have gotten your land, what do you do to those land? So, but this January period where you can check for land is the time we are now. But you can search for land any time of the year. For us, our farming runs from January to December. So that is our vision. So it depends on the kind of crops. You see, every month has its own crops. There are some crops that they plant this very month. There are some crops that you plant from February, and there are some from March. There are some from May. There are crops that when you plant it in July, it will not do well. You have to locate the planting season for that crops, because the weather condition influence your crops yield and your crops productivity. The weather condition. Now you must understand or know the time to go into the kind of crops you want to go into. You can put on the comment section. Maybe you already have it in mind to go into one kind of crop or the other. You can put on the comment section for more. We will help you, tell you the time, the best time. Everything is not online. There are some things that is online that were placed there because those who wrote those online programs, they cited their the condition for those crops where they are. Now we are here. We will tell you the best time for you to start those crops that you will enjoy profit, much profit from those crops. So for those of you who have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, you have the time to do that now, because all this video is going to be, most of them is going to be on YouTube channel, and highlights will only be on other um, social media accounts. So where I will share more expert tips on acquiring farmland and starting your farming journey. Thank you for being a part of this awesome mentorship class for today. Please, this video should be shared so that others who intend to go into farming can follow up with our day-to-day or time-to-time periodical lectures on farming. Plantain farming is going to be the peak of my mentorship lectures. I'll go into cassava, I'll go into maize, I'll go into vegetables, because we have them and we have run some of them. So I'll be giving you guidance on what to do and how to commence. Everything you do in farm needs knowledge. That is the end of my part 1 lecture for today. Please share this video so that others who wants to go into farming, share it to your groups, share it to your various accounts, share it to various groups and your various accounts on your YouTube, your Facebook, your TikTok, your Instagram, and every other account that you belong to. Share it so that it can go wide, because every hidden secret that is in farming that most farmers are hiding, they do not want to tell us, they don't want to expose them. I am going to be exposing all to you so that you can also succeed. Yes, because there are a lot of secrets in farming, lots. And lots of persons, when they have known these secrets, they will refuse to say it out. They will keep it to themselves so that they can use those secrets. And most farmers have died with the secret they know. I am going to reveal every secret to you in farming. So share my video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and follow every account or social media platform you see my video. Try to follow that social media platform. Thank you very much for watching. See you in my second topic. Bye for now.